Kids now have their own getaway spot where they can sit in comfort, free from adults, and get the Pickney Pampering Salon and Barbershop experience.
Welcome to Pickney Pampering Salon and Barbershop. Come on in.
Daniela McLean recently opened the doors to Pickney Pampering Salon and Barbershop, a haven for child grooming.
So at Pickney Pampering, because we pride ourselves on experience, this is where our babies will wait. Our babies, as you know, are from 2 to 16 years. So we have our little waiting area where they can play games, watch the TV if they want to. They can purchase stuff when parents come back to collect them, which they always like to do. We have our little library in the corner on the left side. We also have our homework station where they have access to the internet, print their homework, do any research they want to. Of course, you know our little ones really like to eat. They're always wanting to snack. So we have our tuck shop right here and the famous candy wall. So the candy wall is what we use after they get their fancy do's and pampering. They'll sit in the chair, they'll get their photos. Some mommies take them home, some of them have us keep them. So this is where the magic really happens. So our little girls, they have their section where they'll get their hair done by our lovely aunties. We have our little station where they get pulled out and blown. And we have, of course, our mani and pedicure area. That's our little unicorn corner. Of course, we're not gonna leave out our little boys. We have the Barbers section where our uncles take care of our little boys.
Centrally located in Kingston at Unit 16 Mall Plaza, Daniela McLean admits her children played an integral role in the decor and the concept of the location.
So my 11-year-old daughter has lots of hair, long, thick hair. And Daniela, being a marketer that she is not a hair person. I wasn't able to comb all of that. I couldn't manage all of that. And because of this, she was taken to the hairdresser religiously every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock to get her hair done. While she enjoyed the styles, she enjoyed her stylist. It wasn't necessarily the environment for children. She would get bored easily. The adults would probably want to have their conversation and can't, or sometimes they do and she gets too exposed. I mean, similarly with the barber and my son. So he'll go to the barber. Yes, he is a sports kid. He's a football guy. He'll understand what they're saying, but sometimes they get a little loud, sometimes they get a little rowdy, and it's just not necessarily the place for children. So with that said, I decided to create a little space just for them where they are comfortable, where no adults are allowed. I'm not a child, so therefore their input was very important. So as it relates to the different areas, for example, it was their ideas, especially my daughters. So for example, the candy wall, I needed an accent piece. I tried to figure it out and she came up with it. We sell stuff in the showcase. She told me what it is that I needed to purchase to put in that showcase. They said, Mommy, make sure we have tablets in there. So I got tablets in here. Sometimes she'll be at the hairdresser, Mommy, I never get to print my homework. I have it in here. So they have a lot to do with this. As a matter of fact, they have roles. And my daughter is the CPO, and that means she's the Chief Pickney Officer. And my son, he is the CKO, the Chief Cool Officer. So they ensure that the experience is up to par. She'll see where probably some candies are missing from the wall and she'll tell me, Mommy, this needs X, this needs Y, type of a thing. So that's what they do. That's their job.
The ideal environment for pampering small people.
And as the name suggests, we pamper your picnic. So you can drop your babies. We do styling for little girls and little boys. We do hair care. We do manicure, jelly pedicures, you name it when it comes on to skin and hair care for children, and we provide it. We are very meticulous as it relates to security. For example, you have parents that take their children here because of the security. You can't go through that door without Auntie Shade or myself on releasing the door. When you drop your child, you're logged, not your child. Your child is safe. You are the one that's logged. Because in the event that you're unable to come for your child, you're given a secret code. You're also given an armband. When If for whatever reason you end up at Port Royal eating some fish and you can't make it back, you need to send someone for the child. You can't just send someone for your child. That person needs to come here with that code, but you'd have to advise us first as to who the person is, and they come bearing their ID and the code in order to collect your baby. When it comes to security, that's one of our main functions. When it comes on to being hygienic, that's another thing that makes us a cut above the rest. No two child uses the same comb at all. Every single evening our toys are Lysoled every single day, piece by piece. Our aunties and our uncle, extremely caring. They ensure that the kids are okay. They're very gentle. They're very, very personable persons. There is no specific time allotted to a child. Luckily, we open every day. On a Saturday, we go from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Sundays from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and that's standard across the board. On a Monday to Friday during term time, we go from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. New businesses, it takes some time to grow, but what I like about my salon is we are thriving based on recommendation. For me, that's one of the best tools in marketing, and that's a good recommendation. We are able to employ up to 8 persons, so that is 8 persons being salaried per week. Probably more, because if you take into consideration cleaners, etc., it's a chain reaction. So job creation, that is one. Single parent home, making life a little easier, hassle-free for parents, so it does go a long way. We have a miniature library here. Now, I have kids that come here. I have a little girl in particular. Her name is Giselle. Giselle, I have the Dort Diary series up there, and since my salon has been open, it would have been 2 months. The 10th of October would have been 2 months. She's read all of them, and she comes here looking forward to. So, reading, of course, is always good for a child's development. One of the things, too, is the socialization. I have little friends in here. I have little kids in here that they have crews. They develop relationships. They go to different schools. Even the ones that are doing PEP now, you find that they have certain conversations, type of a thing. When they come here and they socialize, it's a breath of fresh air for them. One of the things that I was just telling a mommy last night, I teach them how to be philanthropic. If you look behind you, you'll see a pig. The purpose of that pig, we're gonna start saving in the pig. So when December comes, me and my little clients, we're gonna select a children's home. I'll get a bus that Pickney Pampering will finance, and we'll do a breakfast morning. So the money in the pig, of course they're babies, they don't have any more than a $20 or $10 if they do have it, but it's just teaching them that we should give back. There are persons less fortunate than I am, and we're gonna be doing something together as a group. They become better human beings. In 5 years, I expect to have another 4, it would be another 3. In 5 years, another 3 Pickney Pampering service in Jamaica. Yeah, 5 years. I'm not gonna push that. I'm not gonna be unrealistic, because it takes some amount of finance. It takes some amount of time, and based on what I want it to be, it's gonna take some amount of me. And in order to do that, I'm not gonna have one suffer in order to grow the other. So let us just ensure that this is where we want it to be, standing on its own 2 feet, before we are able to branch out.
Thanks for coming by to Pickney Pampering. Remember now,
we here, our aunts and uncle, take good care of your children. Bye.
bye.